joined by Ron Yacobucci of Quincy Career Center. That's what I'm still going to call it, Ron, for all time, although I know it's a mass hire now. To chat about this really unprecedented situation that we're facing in terms of unemployment right now and what's to come in the future. So first of all, welcome and thanks for spending some time with us.
Thank you, Joe. It is unprecedented. As of last week, over 150,000 people in Massachusetts have filed an unemployment claim, and over 3 million have filed an unemployment claim in the country. And so you can imagine our first priority is to help the people that need help to get these claims processed and to make sure they're getting their money. That's our first priority. But we got to do that with our doors closed because, for the public safety and for the staff safety, we can't really have that connection. We've left a lot of important, helpful materials outside our door if people do wander to the Career Center. But we're also encouraging people to call our main number, which is 617-745-4000, or to go on our website, which is masshire.southshore.cc.com. They'll get all kinds of connections and tips by accessing those. We're going to try to get back to people as soon as possible. All of my staff now are working remotely, and we're in the process of trying to set them up so that they can provide these services to folks that need them, again, remotely. We're not quite there yet. We're waiting for the state to make some final connections, but at the local level, we're ready to go. So hopefully that'll make a difference for some people going forward.
I'm thinking a lot of folks who may have never filed for unemployment or received unemployment in the past are going to be going through this process now, and it's all very foreign to them, I'm sure, with some of your advice to them.
Yeah. Well, probably of all the people that filed, at least a good 20% of those people we've measured in the past need some kind of assistance to navigate the system. And usually they can come into our Career Center and get that help. They can't do that right now. So we have other links that I think you'll be putting up to help file a claim. There's a link website for that. There's all kinds of tutorials associated with that. To get assistance, the Department of Unemployment Assistance is setting up town halls every day. People can dial into those and get a lot of useful information too. And then for further assistance, there's a link that is actually going to allow people to fill out a contact form, and somebody from unemployment will call them back. Most people, 80% of the people, can file a claim and go through the process on their own. But there are large numbers, and obviously if we're talking about 150,000 people, take 20% of that, and that's what's at our doorstep right now to try to help. We're in the process of setting up and plugging in to what they call a virtual career unemployment line. And we're allocating our staff, which usually doesn't deal directly with unemployment other than a few to help navigate people when they come in. We're more providing the other career services and programs that you're aware of and that people can see on our website. But we're all converting over now to assist with this high volume of traffic that needs some help navigating to make sure that they, again, our priority, get their claims in, get their money. The Congress is passing legislation that's going to provide an extension of benefits so that they can collect up to 4 months. And I think they're going to provide also an additional $600 on top of what the state provides in benefits on a regular basis. They've also expanded people that can apply for these benefits, so that we're including now the gig workers, the contracted workers, individuals that are working obviously on their own. So basically, those that are self-employed can now apply for unemployment assistance. All those things are moving forward and will be available.
Okay, is it the same process for those workers?
Yes,
it is.
It's the same process. And if anybody has a doubt, file a claim. It'll get processed and sorted out. So if there are people there that have a question, it doesn't hurt to put a claim in and then have that resolved. If there's any doubts or any issues, that's how we're going to be dealing with it.
Okay, we should let folks know exactly where your center is in Quincy, for folks who don't know.
Yeah, well, we're at 1515 Hancock Street, but as I said, we're close to the public right now. I closed the office down a week ago. We've been closed all this week, and we'll probably remain closed indefinitely until we get the all clear. Again, it's for the safety of both the customers that are coming in, for the staff that are working there. And I think just generally everything is pretty much closing down. Although our staff are considered essential workers, so therefore they're working, but they're going to be working remotely.
Okay. Interestingly, some companies are hiring, the grocery
Yes.
stores and the pharmacies and delivery
Yeah.
services.
Oh, we're putting all that on our website too. You've got Amazon that's hiring big, and you've got CVS that's hiring big. All that information is available. For some of the employers that are struggling with this, there is also, and I'm sure you're going to put this up, a way to connect for them at UI Employer Help at detma.org. They could forward their questions to that link and hopefully get a response that is going to help them navigate. Because I know there are a lot of questions that employers have relative to unemployment and how it's going to work and so forth.
Yeah. Has the state made any changes, streamlining to process benefits in a quicker timeline?
Well, I mean, 2 years ago, with the governor's leadership, the whole system converted over to it's all up in the cloud now.
Yeah.
Prior to that, it wasn't.
Right.
And I think a lot of the other states around the country are seeing a breakdown in people connecting because they don't have that capacity. So we were fortunate 2 years ago to go that route. And so therefore, there should not be any problems with people getting online and being able to file a claim. People have to be patient. As I said, it's 150,000 claims in a week, and I'm sure that's going to continue to increase significantly as things start to hit.
Yep.
So there might be some time before if people that do have issues and do have concerns can connect with somebody if they put that request in. And I know if people are calling our phone and leaving their name and number, we're going to get back to them. But again, we're not ready to do that just quite yet. Hopefully by the end of the week, we will be. All our people, as I said, are positioned, but they have to go through some quick training. And also the virtual call center has to be set up so that when these contact requests come in or calls come in to our career center, we can respond to people and then help them file their claim and navigate the system.
Yeah. What is a typical week, Ron? 150,000 now. What would it normally be?
Well, we usually see in our career center, because we're very busy. We're one of the top 3 in the state that gets a lot of traffic with people coming in and looking for assistance in navigating their claim. We typically get anywhere from 200 to 300 people a week coming into our career center. We've literally seen hundreds of people coming to our door last week. I mean, really, it's almost like 100 people every week. Of course, we couldn't open the door, but we did, as I said, display a lot of useful information out front to guide people. And now we're trying to take it to the next step by being able to work remotely and assist people so we can connect to them with their computers, by phone, and guide them through the process. But typically that's, the unemployment rate was at 3% the other day, and now it's going to climb up to 30% or more.
Yes.
So it's just incredible. But our hope, obviously, is that the economy in this country is strong. This is a health crisis that's put a halt to everything, and hopefully, when this is over, everything's going to come back. And I would assume that most of these people that are working are going back to their jobs, but some things might not be the same.
Right.
And so we're obviously preparing what I call recession ready, because obviously there's going to be that impact, and we have to be prepared for that. They're talking about, as you know, in the past, our allocation is based on the unemployment rate. So when the unemployment rate is low, we get less money. This is going to skyrocket. I'm sure there are going to be a lot of resources that are going to be available to help people transition through these times when things come back. But the reality is everything is changed, and we need to prepare probably for the next wave that could hit. They're saying maybe sometime in the fall when this virus comes back again, and this whole idea about social distancing and so forth is a practice that we might have to implement again.
Yeah.
And so that's the reality. And they're saying now too that this particular virus might be seasonal. So but we deal with it. We deal with it every year with the flu and so forth. It'll just roll into that and still have an impact, but something we can better control than what we have now, which is shut down and kind of stay at home. And we wish everybody out there well and to stay safe. It's been a challenge. I know even for me personally, my daughter and my son-in-law, she's a nurse and he's a state trooper. So I pray for them because of the fact that they're right out there on the front lines. My son, God bless him, he and my sister actually rented an RV last week and rescued my parents that were down in Florida and drove them all the way back. I mean, my dad's 90, my mother's 86. So you can imagine, how that was for us, and then of course my youngest is a kid with autism, and he's actually confined now to his residence. I can't even visit him or, have him come home, and he'll probably be like that for at least another month or so.
Wow.
So everybody's feeling it, and but seems like everybody's working, together. The staff that we have, they're all very passionate about wanting to help people in this crisis, and I think everybody is ready to go to do that. So, but everybody's sharing their own situations and coping with them and doing the best that they can.
Yeah, it's a shared experience that we're all going through.
Oh yeah.
It's important to point out, I think, that although you're in Quincy, you're not just serving people in Quincy, right?
Yeah. No, we've covered 22 communities. There are 16 of these regions around the Commonwealth. We cover Quincy down to Plymouth, but both our Quincy and our Plymouth Career Centers are presently closed to the public.
Right.
We're like I said, and I'll repeat again, we're working to be able to jump in to help manage, and process this, like you said, unprecedented amount of claims, and hopefully we'll get to it, over the next week to 10 days, and just ask people to be patient. Like I said, and I'll say it again, our goal is to get people's claims processed right now. That's, all hands on deck for that, and to get people their money, which is important. But, we're like the hospitals, like the supermarkets. Well, unemployment is still going because people need to process the claims, and people need to be able to get their money so that they could, put food on the table. So.
Right. I know that, in the past, obviously, you've had job fairs, career fairs at libraries and other places.
That's all. That's done. Awesome. Yeah, everything has been pretty much canceled. Any seminars, workshops, meetings, job fairs, recruitments, all that stuff. Anything we do now is going to be done the way you and I are communicating.
Right.
And when we do have those things, and it's interesting because, this is kind of like a wake-up call for us. This is really the future here, sort of. Not that we're going to have this virus and this crisis every day, but this kind of way that we're connecting and communicating is really where things might be moving, as we look at things in the future. And it makes a difference, too. I mean, we can continue with this. And we're looking at right now, working with employers to transition to this kind of opportunity where they could do recruitments through what we're doing now with Zoom, and that's going to be probably the way we're going to, sort of carry business on.
That's what I was thinking. Next job fair could be a virtual job fair, right?
And we'll be looking at your living room, and you'll be looking at my living room.
A little insight into people's personal lives with these video conferences. So again, Ron, if you could just the websites and the phone number for folks to get.
Yeah, so people can connect. All the information, all the other links are featured on our website. So if they want to go to www.masshighersouthshorecc.com, they'll connect to everything. If they want to call our number, it's 617-745-4000. They'll get my greeting. They could leave a name and number if they need some further assistance, or they could just follow the links on our webpage and try to navigate it that way too. And again, I just want to emphasize we're ready to go locally. We're just waiting for the connection from the Commonwealth so that we can be in the system to help process some of these calls. And so there might be, people leave a name and a number. We will eventually get back, but I can't do anything for anybody right now until we have that system set up.
Gotcha.
And that's pretty much where we are as of today.
Okay. All right. Anything else of importance you think we should get out right now?
No, just, continue to look at the website because we'll be posting up updates all the time. And as you can appreciate, things changing from day to day. So it's important to stay current. So I would encourage people to look at the website and follow, the latest information. And hopefully, as I've mentioned before, we look forward to working with everybody in the future under better circumstances. But at the present time, we're, going to work to process the unemployment claims. That's the key. That's the focus right now for all of us. So.
Yep, absolutely. Get the money in people's hands for their rent and their food and their children, right?
Yep, exactly. And so hopefully we'll, if you need us, you know where to reach me. We'd be happy to come back at any time to give more updates like this too as things progress. But I think if people get the website, they could plug into that and they'd have the latest information that will help both people that are unemployed and also help the employers. There's just an incredible amount of opportunities that are going to be coming and made available to employers as a result of this package that they're passing now in Congress. So, to get all those details, again, we're going to be providing that information. And I'm sure people can get that from the chambers and from other sources too, but we'll have all that and hopefully that will be helpful for folks that are trying to survive right now.
Right. Yeah, that's the key right now. It's you may be aware that the city just set aside $1 million from the Affordable Trust Fund to help folks with in the hospitality business, with their rent and their food and things of that nature. So local groups are coming together too.
Yes. Yeah. I think that, everybody's doing such a great job. I was over City Hall the other day because my fiscal department still has to work because we have to process payroll.
Oh yeah, that's, yeah.
So they're still working hard there, the mayor's leadership and so forth. I mean, it's just incredible what everybody's trying to do to keep things going. And, we just hope everybody stays safe. That's the problem.
That is number one. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time, Ron. Reach out to us again if we can be of any help, please.
Okay, Joe. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye now.